Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Daniela and today we'll continue with Mindhunter, this time episode 6 of the second season. In the last episode, Holden and Bill finally had the opportunity to interview Charles Manson. Didn't go as they thought, especially Bill. He got angry, he just left kind of mid-interview. I think Holden was also a bit disappointed. I think he had another idea in his mind about him. Bill and Nancy are following the procedures with their son. I forgot his name, and he told Wendy about his situation, and she totally understood. And also in Atlanta, things are not slowing down. Another child was murdered. So yeah, as usual, the link to my Instagram is in the description. The super thanks are active. Again, no pressure, it's just there. I got something to drink. The episode is ready to start, so without further ado, let's do this.
Let me help you.
Oh, I can get it. Just show me.
This one's been acting up all day. Poetry, huh?
You really need to put an out-of-order sign on it.
Police were able to trace the articles of clothing to a fetish shop on Christopher Street that catered to the leather community.
And there's the Lambda tattoo.
Maybe he was a Greek scholar.
Paul Bateson frequented the gay bars in the meatpacking district. Police could never connect him to the bodies. He was only convicted for one murder because he called a journalist and confessed to it.
Isn't someone who practices S&M already equating arousal with violence? He's just a step
SM.
SM is primarily the exchange of power between a dominant and submissive. Pain and violence are just two types of currency within that exchange. There's also humiliation, fear, sometimes even tickling.
The fact that one of the victims wore a dog collar makes me think our guy likes to be in charge.
Well, due to the condition of the bodies, we have no evidence of how he killed or whether SM was even one of his MOs.
So you're saying his victim selection is about opportunity?
I'm just saying that it would be interesting to find out how essential his sexual practices were to how he killed. Or was sadomasochism just a convenient way for Bateson to fundamental to
That's Atlanta.
Jackson said we would like to applaud the decision made by the Department of Justice to open an FBI investigation into Atlanta's missing and murdered children.
The president doesn't want child murder lingering over his first 100 days, so he's throwing George Bush at this. The director wants to be sure the Bureau comes out smelling good to this administration.
And it came down to us or Lassie.
Essentially.
You and Greg take Bateson. Keep the interviews going.
You're gonna leave Holden alone 3 days a week?
He's down there on his own till Monday as it is. Gunn wants me at the director's retreat.
Is it that bad?
3 times this week. Duets again tonight, I'm throwing them out. I got cheapies.
Jesus, Brian hasn't wet the bed for...
3 years and 5 months, believe me. I remember. There I found him playing with these baby toys. 3 men in a tub. It's like he's going backwards. Just when he was getting some independence.
Oh, have you spoken to Gunn today?
Not
Bill,
about his
you need
problem.
to take time off. Brian needs you. I need help with him.
I have to go to Atlanta. We've opened an investigation into the murders there. I don't have a choice.
Okay.
I'm coming home every Thursday night for the Friday appointments. I'll stay all weekend. Every week.
I said okay.
There's an art to letting things happen in the right rhythm. Finding that bond in violence.
When you went back to his apartment, had you already decided to kill him?
No. We smoked some weed, drank some of his scotch. Had lots of sex. Called that reporter. I told him the couch and rug were covered in Crisco. I hit him with a skillet, and then I stabbed him.
Was that the natural conclusion of an arousal experience for you?
Pain is a release. The fear, that's what you want to play with.
So was killing Addison an extension of the sexual violence?
No, we were done. I was looking for real connection.
So you were practiced at finding that moment when things could turn into nothing, or into connection, or perhaps into deeper violence? The bag murders. 6 leather men dumped in the Hudson in garbage bags. Do you think that the person who killed those men could have been experimenting? You also worked in a hospital. You had some training in anatomy, access to medical instruments.
I wasn't squeamish, if that's what you're asking, but I wasn't a surgeon.
You did confess to a friend. I like to kill.
Ugh. We were all so fucked up at the time.
Do you think it was an angry straight guy?
Leatherman can smell a straight guy a mile away. He's looking for the guy that just wants it.
Nobody wants to die.
No, but some want to feel what it's like to almost die. I let you go just a bit further.
You find the last one in the woods by Sigmund Road. You can count on another one every month from now on.
Sir, can you give me the exact location? Sir. Sir.
We have agents questioning known clan members in the area.
Find the body, but Jim here says he might be able to help us find the caller.
You won't find a body.
Oh, I'll find it.
There is no body. He's not your man. It might be the same caller as the Terrell case, but he's not your killer. It's a hoax. The entire purpose of organizations like the Klan is to sow terror. Why would they wait until number 18 to claim responsibility?
Sometimes their only purpose is to kill whatever black person they can get their hands on.
Then why call the police, not the press?
Luby Jeter, number 18, was dropped off at a mall parking lot to sell car deodorizers.
Have you noticed changes in his behavior?
Brian has started wetting his bed again.
The most common cause is psychological trauma.
He's sleeping with his baby toys.
He's stomping his mouth.
Emotional regression can also be a marker for processing extreme distress.
He's been sucking his thumb.
And you need to set limits. If he wets the bed, make him responsible for washing the sheets.
Isn't he gonna think we're punishing him?
Well, you're helping him to deal with what he experienced instead of displacing it.
Adele? Have you seen Brian? Brian? Did you hear me calling you?
Oh.
Brian, we don't stare. Remember? It's impolite. Look at me. I need you to come home.
Chopper needs to refuel. Suggest suspending for the night. All sectors suspend. Y'all start coming on in. No body. Is that what you wanted to hear?
No, sir, it's not.
Bad if you don't find one. Worse if you do. When we get any lead that narrows it to one road, I have no choice but to take it.
We've learned things about how these types of killers think. We can't anticipate them. Focus on their next move instead of just reacting.
We're learning these offenders start having fantasies very young. They practice. Dolls, animals, that escalates.
Most of them were bad from the start, even as kids. They never fit in. I always said when I had a juvenile I knew was bad, I wish I could put him away for life. Just see it in their eyes.
Feel so sorry for him. I know he's thinking too. What if?
I saw on the news someone called about a body. He a suspect?
I can't say officially, but
A man calls to tell you he did it. You may want to consider him.
my unit is here to focus on what we consider most probable.
They all got different things going on. Some of them hustling jobs here and there, carrying groceries, running errands. You looking at where these kids work? Parking lots, drive-thrus?
I'm sure we will.
Not all of them have car deodorizers to sell. They do whatever they can.
What do you mean, drugs?
They're drugs. Panhandling. Some kids learn to steal little things and sell them. Few of these boys could be selling themselves.
These kids are 11, 12.
Every kid is told to watch out for strangers.
Too tired or too drunk? Because if he's drunk.
Instead of trying to cover all of Atlanta, we concentrate on where we believe the killer may return.
We'll deploy teams to canvass previous abduction and dump sites. So many murders in the same age and socioeconomic range is highly improbable without at least some being linked.
I'm redeploying today's search to a previous dump site, Deadwine Road, where we found Milton Harvey's remains.
Sometimes, them kids head down that house there.
The brick house.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes they go to Elsie's there.
That yellow house.
Mm-hmm.
That's the third person we talked to within 1 block of where this kid disappeared, and not one of them was interviewed.
I'm starting to think there's a lot that's dropped through the cracks.
Him and Luby come over the place sometimes. I wasn't here.
Ruby Jeter? He and Earl knew each other?
Yeah, Earl acts sometimes like Luby's big brother, take him around and stuff.
Where would Earl take him?
This round?
These remains are less than 100 yards from where Milton Harvey was dumped 13 months ago. He's returning to a scene.
Not Luby Jeter. Been out here too long.
But it could be one of the other three still missing.
Earl Terrell was wearing shorts when he disappeared.
Found these close to the road. A tin shoe, one cigarette butt, and a couple of porno mags.
We need to get a real forensics unit down here. 3 bodies at one site.
It's one guy, and this is his graveyard.
No history of racial violence. Sound like our man?
Nope.
Wait a minute, this guy's Caucasian.
Doesn't change anything. We can tie him directly to a scene.
Those magazines are adult women, not black children. Even if the labs are positive for semen, it supports nothing. I'm just saying, before we drag in Pickett Yarborough, he's not who we're looking for.
I'm an evidence man, Agent Tench. You have no eyewitness account, no relevant priors, no evidence directly tying this man to any of the bodies.
Sir, these types of crimes are sexually motivated. Finding 3 bodies over time and a clear-cut scene of self-gratification at the same remote site.
The suspect will destroy the evidence you'll need to prosecute.
As intriguing as that sounds, I've never issued warrants based on radical psychological theories. I'll grant your warrants, but I want no press.
How confident are we he's our perpetrator? We won't know until we get in there. Well, let's start working on him. The longer we keep him, the more likely someone will get wind of this. If we get nothing from him, and this hits the papers, this will be our second public setback in a week.
How does the press find out everywhere we go?
The commissioner. So, that was a thing. Brian is, I don't know, in a way kind of in regression. He started sucking his thumb, wetting the bed more and more often. Nancy is definitely overwhelmed, as Bill is. Kind of unfortunately, they both handle it alone. I feel that, sure, Nancy wants Bill by her side, but, and I'm not saying that Bill doesn't care about Brian or, hasn't his best interest in mind, but in a way I feel that he prefers being away, overwhelming himself with overworking himself. But at the same time he can't, even if he wanted, I guess. Being with Nancy there, spending more time with her and with Brian. But I don't know, Brian is acting weird, staring at that girl in the park. When Nancy was a bit scared of the situation, I'm pretty sure she and Bill thinks about, what if there's something wrong with Brian, worse than him just being a bit, more quiet, more by himself, acting the way he does with Bill. Who knows what exactly happened with him. It's so weird that they don't know about his parents, about his past, because he has people, that cared about him, and they're trying their best to give him the help that he needs. Hopefully everything will be okay, I don't know. But sometimes, even with the necessary help, it's not gonna work. Also, the cases in Atlanta are getting worse, but at the same time nowhere. They don't have an actual suspect. I mean, now they do have some sort of suspect. There was a call about the murders. He said that they're gonna kill a kid every month or something like that, and you know they thought that it might be the KKK, but Holden didn't agree with that. He thought it's just a hoax, prank, kind of a prank. They went to the site where that person said that they were gonna find the body of one missing kid. They searched the area, didn't manage to search everywhere, but by the end of the day didn't find anything. And Holden came with the idea that they should go back to the places where either the kids went missing or where they found the bodies. And they found 3 bodies which weren't there before. The killer must have left them there after. And I think, unfortunately, they found other things of a man, some magazines, some seminal fluid, and they all got to this one plumber. He was white, which Holden was very kind of disappointed, and I don't think he believes is the real killer. But they went there and they took him, and he's waiting for the interview for the, what is the word? I honestly forgot. To be questioned, I guess. Holden was, questioning how exactly the press gets to the place where the police is, or where they're doing an investigation, or how did they found about the man. How do they find out every time? And I think Holden, and I too believe, that is the commissioner that kind of calls the press just because he wants, in a way, some sort of publicity for the people to know that he's doing something, he is taking action, and he's doing his best, I guess. Apparently some of the 2 kids missing knew each other, so that can't be just a coincidence. I hope by the end of the season they manage to end this thing with Atlanta. Can't wait for the next episode. This was the 6th, so I think there are 2, maybe 3 episodes, I think. That would be fun. Well, this is all I have to say for this episode. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy. See you next time. Bye.